just wanna run. My energy is safe and when reveling I'm undone, I feel the decay. I don't wanna be alone. I can still feel you inside my bones.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy Architect the Dreamer back with another ATD Reacts. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. I'm stoked that you're here. If you are returning, welcome back. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button, click that little bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Make sure to follow me on socials at ATDmusic, on Instagram and Threads at ATD Reacts, and on Facebook at ATD Official. At the beginning of this video, you heard a snippet of my newest song, Bones, which dropped a few weeks ago. It's out now on all streaming platforms. You can find the link for that in the description below. There's also an official lyric video for it on my page. We are finally tying up, pun intended, the Money Game series. I've done Money Game 1, 2, and 3. We've done Crucify Your Culture, which is kind of like in that same theme subject matter. And now we are about to do Money Ties, which is the, from what I've heard, the unofficial Money Game Part 4, kind of also ties in with that same subject matter. And this one is cool because it is a collaboration between REN and, I don't know if it's Naze or Nazy, another producer who also got screwed by Cujo Beats. So I'm excited for this. I've heard nothing but good things about it. And we're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Also, I think this marks the first video that I've done where I'm not wearing a hat, just because that's like a comfort thing for me. But I got a haircut today, and so I decided to not wear a hat for this video. So anyways, we're going to dive right in. This is REN with Money Ties.
Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the path and pierced themselves with the many pangs of greed.
All right, so we're starting this off with Bible verses about greed, which is incredibly fascinating and ironic. And I've always just thought it was, it was honestly like one of the pieces of why I started deconstructing and why I walked away from my faith. But like religion, and especially organized religion in the United States, is the biggest load of shit and full of nothing but greedy, money-hungry fucks. Like Joel Osteen, who I will call out by name, and then that other fucking old guy who literally looks like the goddamn crypt keeper. Those type of people. All these mega churches that are just taking money from people who really don't have it to give and using it to live lavish lifestyles, which completely goes against the teachings of Jesus and the teachings of the Bible, which, again, I'm not religious. I'm not a believer anymore, but I still was for 30 plus years, and I studied the Bible a lot during that time. So I think it's, I love the irony that he's starting this off and tying in to this Money Game series with a Bible verse, and the people that are supposedly believing this stuff are the ones that are the biggest offenders. All right.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless, proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet, preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bit the pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores. What a shock when we lose sight of living.
Okay. All right. That was so much in a short period of time. Money makes the world go round. Money makes the pure man lawless proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Because an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet preach profit. I love that wordplay and that flip right there. Because you've got a word that sounds exactly the same, prophet, which is like somebody who is basically delivering the word of God to the people. It's somebody. It's a vessel that God is supposedly supposed to speak through. And then there's false prophets, which are doing that for their own gain, preaching profit, which is what a lot of these mega churches and these hypocritical, money hungry religious leaders and politicians are after. And we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bitter pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores. What a shocker. Which is so true. It's this idea that like those that are in government will do anything for money. It doesn't matter how it affects the people. It doesn't matter if it's legal or not. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. If you fill the judges and the representatives and the people in power in government, if you fill their pockets deep enough, you own them, and they will do whatever you want them to do so that they can live that nice, cushy life.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bitter pill to swallow.
This is
The
such a
biggest
cool
bank
video.
robber are the banks and the politicians, but
I love the black
judiciary
and
are
white.
whores. What a shocker. When we lose sight of live and let live, forget your soul is made much richer by the love that you give. If
Oh.
you're living just to make a living, that's all that is. And when you're lying, slowly dying,
Oh,
you
that's
die with
so
a grin.
catchy.
Now digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let
Yep. When the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars. Morals get bloody. Again, back to what I just said. If you put enough money in someone's pockets, their ideals, their morals go out the window. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they affect. Because they're good now. They've got the money. They can live whatever life they want to live. They don't care how it negatively affects those that their decisions are affecting. They don't care how much pain they cause to people because they're good. They're good.
digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Ren, born March 1990 in the
Hey, shout out March 1990. I'm a March 1990 guy as well. Let's go. I knew that there was a connection there. That makes my heart so happy. Pisces represent.
the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Ren, born March 1990 in the Celtic Welsh ends. We didn't have much, but mum and dad, they made enough to put hot meals on the table, fill our bellies full of love. A little sister fell into the picture. Oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older, world a little colder. Life, it had a way of chipping away at that shoulder. I held her and I told her, hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be
Ooh. Little sister fell into the picture. We loved her, made our family richer. having another person in the family is what made them richer. Got older, got colder. Life had its way of chipping away at the shoulder, and I held her and I told her, hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough. It's not a world for kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. The fact that, like, anybody would have to have that kind of a conversation with a loved one, a younger loved one, is so fucked. It just is. Like, so many kids today are having their purity snatched, and when I say purity, I just mean like the innocence and the creativity and the wild minds and the big dreams and the idealistic view of like anything is possible. So many kids, because of the world we live in today, are having that ripped from them. There's no such thing as like, if you can dream it, you can do it anymore. And I'm not saying that in like a literal sense, because like there still is. And I'm 35 years old and I'm still dreaming big. But there's a lot of people that don't have the resilience, or don't have the support system, or don't have the strength to fight through when someone is knocking them down and tearing down their dreams, taking away their innocence, taking away their positive view of life. There's this whole idea that like the world was brighter when we were kids. Colors were brighter. Colors popped more. The world was just a brighter place when we were children. And then as we get older, things kind of start to mute a little bit, and the colors start to fade, and things aren't as bright as they used to be, and the colors are more monotone, and they're not as exciting as they were when we were kids. And I think that's a perfect example of like what growing older in a society that is constantly beating you down, that is constantly telling you you're not enough, love is not enough. It starts to take that color and move it farther and farther, closer and closer to black and white, which I think is interesting. And I don't know if this was intentional, but it's just an observation that this whole entire video is in black and white. Meanwhile, the world is full of gray.
Hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be those who take advantage of the light in your soul. And there'll be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker, we all must grow old. But listen up, my little sister, hold these words to your close. Keep that kind heart kind, humankind are in need.
Yes.
Never ever let this world make you bitter like me. Because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feathers.
There will be those who take advantage of the light in your soul, and there will be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker. We all must grow old, but listen up, my little sister. Hold these words to you close. Keep that kind heart kind. Humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me. Because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see? Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I spent a lot of my life getting more and more bitter, getting more and more hateful towards people, because everybody that I came in contact with hurt me, and hurt me deeply. And I became a person that I didn't recognize, became a person that I didn't want to be. And that is why I'm so fucking passionate about spreading love and kindness and making it sure that everybody feels accepted for who they are. That everybody knows that their worth and their purpose in this world simply resides in the fact that they're here. It doesn't matter your race, your ethnicity, your culture, your background, your sex, your gender, your orientation, how you identify, your socioeconomic level, how much money you have, how little money you have. It does not matter. Not a single one of those fucking things matters. And if we just found a way to recapture the light that we had when we were kids. Do you remember like growing up and like playing on the playground? Nobody gave a fuck about the skin color of the kids that they were playing with. Nobody gave a fuck if there was boys, girls, whatever. Because there wasn't this tainted worldview. There wasn't this idea that like somebody that looks different than me is less than me, or somebody that looks different than me is better than me. It was, hey, I think you're cool. Let's go play. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
Heart kind, humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me. Because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorned me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall. Because money makes the world go.
I don't have anything to say about that. I just want to listen to that again.
World needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorned me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall. Because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes open case close. Money bend law, make war, make goals. Money gives a poor man hope. Money saves lives, takes lives. Money both. Money isn't. Money's just that. Money's just a concept. People are trying.
Oh. That little like run, that little tail run at the end of those lines right there was so nice.
Lives, takes lives, money both. Money isn't, money's just that. Money's just a concept. People are trying. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash. Take money, take money, take money, take. Fake money, fake money, fake money, fake. Money ties, money ties, money ties, eh. Money lies, money lies, money lies, eh.
No people, no profit. That might be my favorite REN song. There's so much in that. The beat is fucking insane. I love that kind of boom bap style beat. That's the kind of stuff that I grew up on. I grew up on a lot of boom bap. The interlaced melodies within the instrumental, but also in the delivery of REN and how he says the things he's saying. The money makes the world go round. Obviously that ends up being the chorus, but there's two versions of that. Like the first part of it is the same in both, but then he goes into different lines after that. Money is, money isn't. Money's just that. Money's just a concept people attract. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fat. Money's just cash. It's just a construct. It's something that was made up to keep those in power and to keep those without power underneath their feet. I think this is my favorite REN song that I've listened to so far. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I would love to hear what you guys think. Drop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you took out of this, how you interpreted the lyrics, how you interpreted the message. If you feel like I was off base or if you agree. I think this is the reason why REN is doing this is it gets us to talk about something that's uncomfortable. It gets us to talk about something that those in power don't want us to talk about. Because if we start talking about this kind of stuff, if we start having conversations with people that are different than us, then we're going to realize that we're not so different. And the people in power don't want that. Because the moment that we all realize that we're not so different, that's the moment when we get the power. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like I said before, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. Click that little bell. Follow me on socials. Check out my new single, Bones. And I'll see you guys back here for the next one.